Cherry amaretto, let's get to it. I'm so excited. Same as before. We'll clean out our jars with some alcohol. Get all that dust, like the warehouse dust out of it. I got quite a few lovely suggestions about what to color this. There was a burnt orange, which we have, a dark red, and then I got a red with a brown swirl. So I think I'm gonna do is take the burnt orange and maybe swirl it with brown. This is not typically how we do it. I'll mix both candles in the pour pitcher and then I will color them inside the vessel. We are using Midwest Fragrance Company Cherry Amaretto. They are really, I love that they do, their smallest size is 2 ounce. A lot of other fragrance companies do only 1 ounce sample sizes and then they go all the way up to 4 ounce. With this 2 ounce, you can make more than 1 candle. With the 1 ounce samples, you can only make 1 candle. So if you screw it up with the first candle, there's no changing it. You got to order more. Brilliant on a business end, not so brilliant as far as a maker is concerned. I can make 2 candles with this, so I'm going to measure that out. According to Walter's chart here, we got 2 candles, so I'm going to need 44 grams of this. We use Makesy's Crackling Booster 0.04 wood wicks in our candles. Tried out their 3/4 inch. Those were our very first batch of candles. We used these and then we realized that they were way too big because the candles weren't lasting as long as we believed they should. We'll use Candle Science, Lone Star Candle Supply, and Nature's Garden. Also, do you like my shirt? Have the day you deserve. I got this shirt. Friend Sheena at Rebel Love. Check out her stuff. She has so much funny stuff and amazing tumblers and stuff like that. Go check her out. I am going to measure out 44 grams. Oh, just a tiny bit more. Ah, dang. Just a little bit over. Oh well. It's a tiny, tiny bit over. It's not going to affect too much, which is great. Now we got our fragrance oil. I cannot wait to smell what it smells like in candle form. I'm gonna go grab 500 grams of wax and I'll be right back. Okay, got my wax. Once again, 2.5 minutes. Walter and I usually color these right now in the pour pitcher while we're stirring. Where you guys had such great suggestions for colors and I want to do 2 candles, it's easier to just keep them this way until I got them in the vessel. I mean, it's not too hard to color them inside the vessel, so we'll see. But I did want to let you guys know that we have a mix of soy and coconut wax that we mix ourselves. Soy does not like to be colored that much. If you put too much coloring into it, it's going to do what is called frosting. These little bubbles on the outside, that is frosting. Soy is very particular. So those are actually good signs that you have a full soy candle, is if they look ugly after the first burn, which they always do. If the candle maker decided to put a little bit too much coloring in it, then you will end up with frosting on the side of your candle. It doesn't affect the candle, it just doesn't look as pretty. And sometimes you just have to be okay with it. If you want soy candles, sometimes they just don't look pretty, and that is okay. Because one of Walter's cousins, she has asthma, and she said that all store-bought candles she's ever purchased has always irritated her lungs and really sent her into an asthma attack. So we did a drawing when we first launched, and she won. Genuinely won. It wasn't anything She just genuinely won. And she picked out her candle. I sent it to her. And then a few weeks later, she was like, oh, Katie, this is so amazing. This candle does not bother me at all. And I love the scent. And I was so happy to find that out. That soy candles really do. If there is someone that you love that has lung issues, soy candles are like 100% soy candles or soy coconut blend, what have you. They typically are so much better for people with lung issues. Okay, so our 2.5 minutes are up. I'm gonna set this aside for just a second because I've got to warm up my vessels. Walter usually does this for me while I'm stirring, but he is at work right now, so I will just warm up my vessels myself. Okay. All right. So here we are. Pour these in. I like to pour it over the wick just to give it a little bit of a head start. And fairly slowly, and you're gonna see bubbles coming off of the wood wick. That's just the wax going into the wick. Those are a bit high, but okay. Soy wax really does not like color. So it's all going to be very light. You're not going to get like a solid black candle with soy. If you want like vivid colors, you are going to have to go with a paraffin mix. And there's a lot of information out there with our wicks. Mixie has a wick sizing guide, so all you have to do is measure your vessel and it will suggest sizes for your wicks. However, there is still testing involved with that because they want to know what type of wax you're using, and where our wax blend is literally something we came up with ourselves, there's no way of them knowing what kind of wax we use fully. All we can do is get something somewhat close. There is the dark red one. It's probably going to come out kind of pinkish, but my lovely friend on Instagram, Cass, suggested Spice Pumpkin, and then 3J's Candles suggested that I do like a brown swirl with a red. So I figured that I would compromise with this and do the Spice Pumpkin color and then brown swirl. So a little bit of a compromise there. And she said that she's not very good at like the marbling. And you know what? We're gonna add marbling into this. So the way that my husband usually does the marbling, he does a lot of the coloring. After I'm done stirring and pouring, he is the one that colors. He usually, when he lets it cool for just a little bit, it's still liquid form, and then he puts color on one of these and then stripes it up the side. They always end up looking really, really cool. However, to get a good marbling, you need to wait for it to solidify quite a bit. And then you can put the coloring in down the side, and there you go. Well, you got to use a heat gun, but it's really cool. So here's the cherry amaretto. I'm going to come back after the burnt orange has solidified a little bit, and then we will go into how to marble it. We are back with partially cooled candles. I probably should not be moving this at all, but I did anyways. Gloves, again, I'm a silly. All All right, so we use these. You can use skewers. You can use toothpicks, probably. I've never used that. So I would highly recommend using a skewer, or these are fairly inexpensive on Amazon. Our brown is very thick. So what I'm gonna do, I got a little bit on there, and I'm just gonna jab it down the side. Okay. Do it again until you are happy with how many you've got. So I think I'm gonna do 3. It's not a very pretty process, but it works. Alcohol is great to get these liquid dyes off of your fingers. So that's mostly why we like to keep alcohol in. It's multi-purpose. All right, so we've got our little jabs through the whole candle. So I'm gonna take my heat gun and do it on low, and then hit the outside of the candle until it starts melting. A cool swirled candle. And that'll dry even cooler than what it looks like right now. That is how you do that. We've got our burnt orange and brown cherry amaretto candle. And there it is. Look how pretty that marbling went. And see, it doesn't like the top, but you can heat gun that and it'll fix it and really quickly. But isn't that such a pretty marbling? I love it. Join me next time where I will be showing you my glow-in-the-dark wax melts. Okay, love you, bye!